Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergiedeckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut, Johnson. Also halten Sie sich zurück. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge. Aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen.
What's up, Banana Cat? Good afternoon.
Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
What's up, Sparkly?
Löchert wie ein Käse.
No!
Hochführen dicht machen.
Na komm schon, du Affe. Ein bisschen Anstrengung. Mehr von
Das trage ich raus! Hey, wann fängst du an zu kämpfen, Magengesicht?
Waffenschränke öffnen.
Yo, Vinny, what's up? Thank you.
Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Tasse?
What's up, Christian?
Vorsicht auffahren.
Na los, Chief, hier lang.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Bad.
Danke, Chief. Ich schulde Ihnen was.
Getting over the flu. That sucks. Being sick sucks.
Nehmt euch die Kreuzer vor. Schaltet sie nacheinander auf. Zweite Echelon.
Muss mir aber ehrlich sein, Sturmkapsel haben. Alle feindlichen Schiffe sind in der
Finden Sie die
Touristzone.
Bombe.
13
Im Lauf.
Kreuzer, 2 Sturmträger.
Cortana, glaube es nicht. Ziehen Sie zum Feuer. Wir haben gewonnen.
Glad to hear you're getting better.
Alle, Vorsicht auffahren.
What's up, Dexty? Yo, Dexito. Merry Christmas. Thank you for the sub.
Konzentriertes Feuer auf den ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den zweiten vor. Formiert euch, folgt mir.
Der erste Träger ignoriert uns völlig, Sir. Er hat das Trümmerfeld der Malta in Richtung Erde durchbrochen. Übrigens, die Bombe wird von einem ganzen Haufen Eliten bewacht. Sie werden sich etwas ausdenken müssen.
Why you died? Alright.
Die Sache ist dringend, Chief.
Schüttelt es ab, Marines! Absturzstelle räumen! Los, los, los!
You guys see that the new old build for Halo 2 just leaked? It has like the build right before the E3 trailer. So it has like the old school lighting when the lighting was supposed to be like a lot more dynamic. It has the mongoose, it has a bunch of the Cup AI test levels, it has the E3 level. Pretty cool.
Sergeant, ich brauche Sie auf dem Vogel.
Ma'am?
Meine Pelicans bringen Rüstung und Verstärkung in die Stadt.
Herausforderung.
Die brauchen tauglichen Geleitschutz.
Am I going to give it a go? I mean, you need to either like, you can set up the emulator or you need like the expanded hard drive for the Xbox, which I might be able to do on my modded Xbox, I'm not sure. But I'm not really into playing modded content, to be honest. I think it's cool to see it, but like, I don't care to set it up to play it. I have the Xbox emulator set up on my computer, but I don't have it set up to do the 128-bit version that you need, and I don't really care that much to go do it.
Die meisten Allianztruppen sind direkt unter dem Träger. Die wollen bestimmt nicht, dass sie an Bord kommen. Diese Brücke ist der direkteste Weg zum Stadtzentrum.
Yeah, it's not the MCC one. It's like the actual real build, Vinny. The real thing. It's got other levels and stuff too. It's pretty cool. One of the devs must have tossed it online. Sometimes what happens is these people have kids, and then their kids sell their computers or put them up on Facebook, and some random guy ends up with a hard drive with a bunch of rare shit on it. Like, or somebody goes to Goodwill and buy, like, especially in Seattle, for example, where Microsoft is located, if I go buy a bunch of old computers from Goodwill, there's a small chance one of them was an old game dev. One of them was an old Microsoft employee or something. And sometimes people just find old shit that way. Other times, yeah, it's direct leaks from employees. Sometimes it's like relatives uploading people's hard drives and stuff gets like leaked that way. It's really... A lot of times, old computers just get passed around and somebody ends up with them, though. I mean, but it makes sense that those would be the people like donating some of the old crap as well, because they're likely to have new crap. They're the ones that are buying the technology. They're the ones that are keeping up with the trends, and also like wealthy enough that they don't necessarily need to sell the old stuff, so they just give it away, and then that ends up in the hands of like random people sometimes. And even if it doesn't happen that often, there's like thousands of people that have stuff like that. It happens eventually. But I think this one actually probably was an employee leak, like somebody that worked on it uploading it themselves, though. Because there's been some other stuff leaking over the past like month or two that has made me think that somebody found an old hard drive or something. I think it has been somebody that found some old stuff. Yeah, I appreciate it. I think seeing the old versions of games is really cool. I think it's a shame how like copyright protected it is, and so many people are afraid of like getting sued for releasing it. But that's like, I don't know, it's some of the most interesting stuff in terms of like these iconic games, is seeing the alpha versions and how they changed, and before they became the image we see today. It's cool to see like what it used to be. Did I see what happened with Ubisoft? No. Did they have a big leak? Am I gonna try the upcoming Halo game? Probably not, because I don't have a computer that's good enough to play it. I'm not gonna buy a new Xbox console because that's crazy talk. No one's gonna convince me to buy a new Xbox console. And I don't have a graphics card that has ray tracing. You need like a 50 series or a 40 series or something, and I only have a 10 series. I have a 1080. So I would have to buy a new graphics card, which is pretty expensive, and I don't really care to upgrade my computer right now. I don't, especially for, I don't know, I don't anticipate the game being that good. I mean, it's gonna be fine. I'm gonna probably watch people stream it. I'll be like entertained by the speedruns, but I don't need to spend hundreds of dollars just to upgrade for one specific game.
Ich habe noch einen Feindkontakt. Ich habe was abbekommen.
Please don't snipe me. That's an insane flip on that goes.
Sind ein paar Marines eingeschlossen, Chief. Konzentriert euch auf die Rays. Die sind am
You probably should have done a different strat. No way! How does he even fit it under there? Dang, I should just hit my sword flies. That angle's crazy. That wraith shot, I don't think a human player could even hit. The angles that NPCs can take on the wraith, they can shoot impossible angles that like humans like literally the angle just isn't like physically possible when we're aiming. I'm pretty sure that was an impossible angle. I don't think I could have shot that. I don't care about them being faithful to anything. I don't know, let them make a game, who cares? Like, the rocks don't need to be in the same spot, the trees don't need to be in the same spot. I don't know, man, like... If you want to play Halo 1, play Halo 1. I don't want it to be the same. I want it to be as different as possible. I've already played Halo 1, and then I played Halo 1 Anniversary for the 10-year anniversary. And then I played Halo 1 Master Chief Collection for the 20-year anniversary. Like, I don't know, I don't need to play my 5th version of the game, because there's also Gearbox, which I played. Like, Halo comes out, and then it comes out on PC, then it comes out on Xbox 360, then it comes out on Xbox One. It's the same every time. If you want to play Halo, there's 14 different versions. Go play one.
Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf.
Like, I don't know. I know people are divided on it, but like, every single difference is welcome in my opinion. I want the game to be different. Do I want it to play and feel like Halo? Yeah, tell the Halo story. Like, make it the story about a ring that's gonna blow up the universe, and then we have to fight the Flood, and yada yada. Like, tell that story, and make it a first-person shooter, and then that's all I care about. Everything else in between, like, I really don't care that much.
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
But it doesn't seem like that's what we're gonna get. It seems like 10 of the levels are gonna be exactly the same, but they added 2 new ones. Which the 2 new ones is cool, but I don't know. It's not what I want. It's I don't really care about it.
Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
I want games to have sequels like Spyro used to have sequels, man. Like, when I want a Halo 2 sequel, I want it to be almost exactly the same as Halo 2, but with new levels and like new multiplayer maps, new game modes, new mechanics, but overall the exact same game. That's how they used to make trilogies in like the super old days. Like Spyro 1, 2, and 3 at its core are the same exact game. They added like one new mechanic to each game, but overall they're like literally the same. Like, I wish, I don't know. I feel like, why did we move away from that? It feels cheaper to do that, and, like, at some point you're milking a series, yes, like, you do need to update, but, like, the trilogy format of 3 games that are, like, exactly the same but different, I felt like was perfect. I wish that game developers would go back to that. Because even if the first game isn't perfect, by the time they get to the 3rd game, it's usually pretty good. I don't know. I'm sure there is a monetary reason why games don't do that anymore. But that used to, it feels like every game used to be like that, especially on the PlayStation platform. They would all be like trilogies that built upon each other that were like at their core the same engine. You've got games like Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3, Spyro 1, 2, and 3, Jak and Daxter. Oh, there's many more. I'm blanking on them, but I feel like a lot of the games were like trilogies that were like the same game. Ratchet and Clank, another one, yes. Sly Cooper.
Oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
I never really played Lara Croft, but I think the Tomb Raider games had a similar like type of trilogy, right? Where they were like mostly the same. I never played those games, so maybe I'm wrong, but I seem to remember there was like 2 or 3. Splinter Cell I would kind of fall into that with like the first one and then Pandora Tomorrow and Chaos Theory. I don't know if Double Agent fits into that mold, but yeah, Splinter Cell was pretty similar for sure. I like Splinter Cell a lot. Splinter Cell was good. Pandora Tomorrow was one of my favorite games. That multiplayer was really fun. The Spies vs. Mercs. It had so many cool glitches as well. Love that game mode.
Erste Echelon zu mir. Nehmt euch die Kreuzer vor. Schaltet sie nacheinander aus. Zweite Echelon, kümmert euch um die Träger.
Chief,
finden Sie die Bombe. Im Lauf es nicht. Jetzt ziehen Sie zusammen. Sie haben gewonnen und Feuer frei.
Before Halo 2 came out, Pandora Tomorrow was the best game on Xbox Live.
Die Träger brechen durch, Sir. Sie nehmen Kurs auf Kairo. Cortana, konzentriertes Feuer auf den ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den zweiten vor. Formiert euch, folgt mir.
That game was great.
Der erste Träger ignoriert uns völlig, Sir. Er hat das Trümmerfeld der Malta in Richtung Erde durchbrochen. Übrigens, die Bombe wird von einem ganzen Haufen Eliten bewacht. Sie werden sich etwas ausdenken müssen.
Cobra. You know, back in the day, engines were made out of necessity and struggle.
Absturzstelle räumen! Los, los, los!
There was a kind of a middle period in games where indie developers were all saying that only develop your own engine if you're using a unique mechanic that needs your own engine, and all of that was true. But like in the early days of like console programming, all of the devs just had to make their own engine because they had to. What's up, Fortune?
Ich brauche sie auf dem Vogel.
Ma'am?
Meine Pelicans bringen Rüstung und Verstärkung in die Stadt. Die brauchen tauglichen Geleitschutz.
Verstanden. Ich kümmere mich drum. Chief, viel Glück.
Unten bleiben.
Sind direkt unter dem Träger. Die wollen bestimmt nicht, dass sie an Bord kommen. Diese Brücke ist der direkteste Weg zum Stadtzentrum.
Oh, nee. You don't have to do all this. No, I could have lived there too. The ghost is about to come towards me. I choked there. That should have been pretty easy.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie
I
jetzt
think
auf das
you're really
andere.
simplifying
Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das
Unreal
war.
Engine.
Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay.
If you don't think you can make unique games in Unreal Engine, then I don't think you realize the breadth that Unreal Engine has. Like, there are certainly some homogenized features, but like, if you have an idea, you can make it in Unreal Engine. It doesn't like, there's very little like genres that can't be created. You can do every genre of game. You can do puzzles, you can do platformers, you can do all different types of physics. there are certain paradigms that are taught in classes in schools and by the developers themselves that teach you how to implement physics. So often you'll say like this game feels like an Unreal game because it's following a certain type of paradigm, but like you're not forced into those at all. You can do like basically anything. Like if they want to copy Halo's physics and put them in Unreal, they can do that, and it won't feel like an Unreal game necessarily. But yeah, I mean, indie games and especially like solo devs, like if you're making a game by yourself, you're going to be following all of the same tutorials, you're going to be using all of the default settings, everything's going to look the same because like you're a one-man developer team. That's not, I don't know, that's not what we're dealing with Halo though. I think that's not a worry I have for AAA games, which engine they use. It doesn't matter to me. It shouldn't matter to anybody.
Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
An engine is not slop. You can make slop out of the engine, but like the game's only going to be as slop as the developers make it. The engine itself is not slop. See, the reason that people talk about Unreal slop is because it's very easy to make games now. And so people pump out slop. And yes, you can make slop with Unreal. It's very easy to. But, I don't know, I think people are getting the wrong idea. And that doesn't mean that I'm saying the new Halo game's gonna be good and bug-free either, because they're still doing their bad business practice of hiring like interns or temp workers for 6 months, I'm pretty sure. So Halo 12 or whatever number we're up to might still be slop, but it's not because Unreal Engine. I think there are deeper issues at that company than Unreal Engine. Unfortunately, it feels like Halo might be slop at this point. I don't know. I think if you're gonna try to like crap on the games and business practices, you should like you should be complaining about the appropriate things. Unreal Engine is not where we should be aiming our anger, in my opinion. There are a billion other things above it on my list of reasons that I'm grumpy about Halo right now.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los jetzt! Ist das wohl auch
I can't see him. Yeah, no, I think it makes a lot of sense from a business decision to use Unreal. And I think if they're going to keep doing their business practices of hiring people short term, it makes way more sense to do Unreal because at least those people will know how to use Unreal. The old system of hiring people to learn a new engine to leave the company in 6 months was crazy. So at least Halo won't be going through that cycle anymore.
hat die Malta die Eindringlinge schon verjagt.
Malta, wie ist Ihr Status?
Die Träger brechen durch, Sir. Sie nehmen Kurs auf Kairo.
nicht, die ziehen sich zurück. Wir haben
Konzentriertes
gewonnen.
Feuer auf den ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den zweiten vor. Formiert euch, folgt mir.
Der erste Träger ignoriert uns völlig, Sir. Er hat das Trümmerfeld der Malta in Richtung Erde durchbrochen. Übrigens, die Bombe wird von einem ganzen Haufen Eliten bewacht. Sie werden sich etwas ausdenken müssen.
Es wird gefährlich.
Will you stop? Why are you shooting around the corner like that? It's got bullets coming around this way while standing over here. Explain.
Die Sache ist dringend, Chief.
Yeah, what up, Bark?
Marines? Absturzstelle räumen. Los, los, los!
Learn to jump.
Ich meine, so hatte ich's geplant.
The only thing I care about in a Halo game that I think needs to happen to make it successful is to have the features that, like, social needs. It needs custom games, it needs custom game browser, it needs, like, file share to share maps, it needs a map creator, like Forge. Like, even if it's a simple map creator on launch, maybe they promise a better map creation tool down the line and give us a bare-bone basics one at launch. I don't care. It needs to be something. We need the ability to create within the game. If Halo doesn't launch with that ability, like, there's no reason to launch a game of Halo, in my opinion. I don't know why they keep dropping the ball with this. It's like, it's the multiplayer doesn't matter if you don't have that feature. Like, if you can't create and share screenshots, clips, maps, game types, then it, like, nothing else matters. Yeah, what's up, Dumb River?
Die meisten Allianztruppen sind direkt unter dem Träger. Die wollen bestimmt nicht, dass sie an Bord kommen. Diese Brücke ist der direkteste Weg zum Stadtzentrum.
Chief, vom Träger sind gerade jede Menge Kapseln gestartet. Die nehmen Kurs auf uns.
Dieser Tunnel führt zur Brücke. Überall Ratten. Trotzdem besser als Schwimmen. Ich habe die Kampfgespräche der Allianz analysiert. Die sind überrascht. Verwirrt. Die haben uns hier wohl nicht erwartet. Keine Menschen. Nicht auf der Erde. Verrückt, ich weiß. Das erklärt aber, warum wir mit so einer kleinen Flotte kommen.
Das ist ernst, Mann. Okay, wir haben noch ein Stück.
I think it's supposed to be the Jackal's shield, isn't it? Like, an elite has shields, but maybe it is just the shield effect. I don't know. I always assumed it was like breaking their shields. Isn't that like when you break their shields, don't they startle and run away? Am I crazy? What happens if you overcharge them? I actually don't know. If you overcharge a Jackal sniper, do they like shield pop? I don't know. Jackal snipers don't have shields? Honestly, I have no idea. I don't think they do, but they might. They definitely have like health. They don't die in like a foot shot, you know? Like they have a health value. And I think that health recharges, so in a way it's kind of like shields, but I don't know if they have a shield on top of their health like Master Chief does. I'm not sure. They just do that effect, I guess. Yeah, I never thought it. I know what you're talking about, Time Lord. I never really thought about it either. That little flash effect whenever you snipe the jackal. What's up, headshot?
Sie ist nur ruhig, okay?
Was? Noch mehr von denen? Tempo!
Deckung! Konzentration!
Jetzt sind wir dran, Mann!
Ich hab was abbekommen!
Chief, tun Sie wenigstens so, als würden Sie zielen.
Ich hab noch einen Feindkontakt.
Nette Begrüßung.
Tja, da hat wohl jemand geübt.
Where's this elite? I didn't kill him. There. Is he gonna kill me? I don't know the shape of this wall. I'm gonna die to him. I thought there was a different type of corner there. I was expecting to be able to back up through that. Should go to that area more often, I guess.
Da drüben wird hart gekämpft, Sir. Nehmen Sie das.
Wir kommen mit Ihnen, Sir!
I want that.
Okay, ich sehe es, wie es ist. Ich war einfach zu gut.
Will you stop? I swear they like troll twice as hard when I'm trying to do deathless attempts. Yeah, Fortune, I feel like there's definitely something that can be done. I don't know, we gotta find something in the speedrun for it, even if it's like a IL strat only. I want something. I feel like we haven't thought hard enough. What's up, Sunray? Thank you for the wishes of luck.
Sir, Corporal Perez, Kompanie A, Kommandostand ist da drüben. Der Lieutenant wurde beim Absprung getroffen.
Wer hat jetzt das Kommando, Corporal?
Sergeant Banksman. Er ist oben. Kommen Sie, ich zeig's Ihnen. Als ich Verstärkung anforderte...
Did I get a grenade? Oh, I wanted just battle rifle. Get up there.
Wir sind der Arm der Prophetengebieter und Sie sind das Schwert. Seid still und flink, dann schlagen wir diese Ketzerei ohne weiteres nieder. Der Sturm hat unseren Anflug getarnt. Ihr lokales Gefechtsnetz müsste auch durcheinander sein. Das Überraschungsmoment ist auf unserer Seite. Vorerst.
Talking about 36 minutes to beat a level sounds crazy to me. Why don't we just copy Pahisha's strats and get like a 15-minute time or whatever?
Gebieter, sichern Sie den Rang
mit.
Oh
Lass
no.
uns zu uns zurückkommen. Noch mehr Ketzer. Da, unter uns. Weg. Ich habe den Feind entdeckt. Kümmert euch um ihn, Brüder. Ich verteidige das Orakel. Seine Wahrheit soll nie verstummen.
Well, that's annoying. I shouldn't have shot that grunt, I guess. Or I should have shot them both. Oh, I wish I got good spawn. I thought I killed that second grunt, and that's why I camoed, but then once I realized I didn't kill him, I shouldn't have pushed. Just trying to go too fast. What I meant to do was shoot both grunts and then camo, but that's not what happened. No, I just want to start at the start. A very long time ago, in 2005, a website called Twin Galaxies put up a bounty to beat this game without dying. And the rules for that bounty were that you start whenever you boot up the game. That's like how the official reporting goes, and you're not allowed to use envy and no deaths, and if you did that they would give you like $200 or something. That's the challenge that got Cody Miller in the Guinness Book of World Records in like 2006 or 7 whenever they published it after that challenge. It turns out he cheated that run, unfortunately, so he claimed the bounty fraudulently, but I want to follow those rules from long ago.
Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergie Deckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
I think it's not even just because they're not Havoc objects. Because I think they are Havoc objects, aren't they? Or at least they are, like, objects in the world. Are you sure their projectiles aren't Havoc objects? Go to the air canisters on either Outskirts or Metropolis and shoot off the tip of the cap. That's a projectile, and I'm pretty sure that's a Havoc object. But I think the real reason you can't, and you can freeze that actually, I'm pretty sure. But I think the reason that projectiles don't freeze is because they have a constant, like, impulse. Like, with melees, it's a one-time force. With crouches, it's a one-time force. With projectiles that keep moving, they don't stop moving. They keep moving forever. I think that's probably why they can't be frozen. Maybe I'm wrong, though.
Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Willkommen zur Party, Sir.
I think. Well, if you're, it depends on what are you shooting. Are you shooting something close to you or something really far away? Because if they're within like a certain number of units, then it will like do hit scan. I guess if you're using a rocket launcher, you'd know though. But I think the way it works in multiplayer, at least with the battle rifle, is that if you're within like 25 units, then it defaults to hit scan and like instantly calculates that the bullet should have connected because it's like less than a frame or something. But if you're outside of like 25 units, then it creates an actual like physical bullet in the air and moves it, like just like a rocket would. Maybe they're not Havoc objects, but you should take a look at the canisters that I was talking about, because those might be. Those are projectiles, I'm pretty sure.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Taktik?
Did I not stick you? Am I tripping? Did I stick the other one? I thought I stuck that one. But I think a lot of people are surprised to learn, I'm sure you know this, Fortune, but every gun in this game is technically projectile based. None of them are hit scan. So like obviously when you use the plasma pistol here, there's a projectile that goes through the air, right? All of the other weapons also have projectiles that go through the air. But some of them do a little bit of a cheat, like I was just mentioning, to make it like, if it travels faster than one frame, was it ever really there, kind of thing. So there's a little bit of cheating going on when it's close range. But if you shoot at something really far away, then it actually creates a thing like a projectile in the air. And you can like, if you cheat and like freeze the game, you can actually see it. Why are you up there? No, the bugs got me. I'm the second longest follower. Well, you're gonna have to unfollow whoever the other guy is. They probably don't stream anymore anyway. I think it's just because I'm on the Xbox 360, Victor. It like loads faster than the game actually loads or something, or than it. So you get, or I don't know what it is. You get kicked to that weird menu. You can get that same menu on the OG Xbox if your disc is slow.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet.
I'm not sure exactly like the parameters for it, but it's always been there. It's nothing new. It exists on the OG and the 360, but it'll always look the same on the 360 because the 360 like always loads the same basically.
Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt
Syndicate. Was he a Fortnite streamer?
Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Sack.
He wasn't the guy who scammed his viewers with CS:GO gambling, was he? Oh yeah, he was. He was the COD guy, yeah.
Das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf.
No, I don't get that ghosted image.
Schildenergiedeckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach.
That's who I'm thinking of, isn't it, Headshot? Or am I thinking of somebody different?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut.
Let's see.
Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Yeah, that guy.
Wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord
Dude, those guys should have gone to jail. I don't know. I find all of that really scummy. That whole ecosystem.
Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter.
They were running a rigged casino online and advertising it to children and intentionally rigging it to steal money from children and their fans. That's like crazy criminal work. I don't know. Like, casinos make money without having to cheat. They can tell you the odds and make money. Like, casinos do that. Like, the fact that they were straight up cheating and rigging it is crazy.
Willkommen zur Fahrt.
Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung. Hochtüren dicht machen.
I mean, it was both headshot. It was that the way that people found out they were in on it was because they were rigging it. They were able to set the odds for themselves. So anytime they won big, it was because they set the odds. And the people they were betting against when they won big were their viewers. They were rigging those games. They knew when they'd win big, and they would go stream during those times, and they would take money from their viewers. They were straight up stealing money from their viewers by rigging their own casino. That's how they got caught, is because they knew when they'd win. That's crazy to just straight up like steal from your viewers like that. For some reason I thought there was another wave coming. I forgot that I killed those guys.
Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los hier! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Tasche?
If you're gonna gamble, you should at least do it at a reputable place. You should never do online casinos. That's just crazy work. If you're like gambling skins and stuff on those websites, those aren't like regulated like casinos. They don't have to be fair. There's no law forcing them to be fair. Gambling on those is like just throwing away money. It's not just been one or two sites that have been caught rigging it for their streamers and their content creators and their shareholders. It's been like every single one of them. It's like there's no laws around like gambling with Counter-Strike skins. So these companies are all in it for the money, obviously. Why would they, like, who's gonna start a casino and not be in it for the money? Like, they're all but like there's nobody telling them they have to play fair, so most of the time they just don't.
Jetzt wird's laut.
Die Träger brechen durch, Sir. Sie nehmen Kurs auf Kairo. Cortana, konzentriertes Feuer auf den ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den zweiten vor.
You're doing any type of online gambling with skins is just degenerate behavior.
Der erste Träger ignoriert uns völlig, Sir. Er hat das Trümmerfeld der Malta in Richtung Erde durchbrochen. Übrigens, die Bombe wird von einem ganzen Haufen Eliten bewacht. Sie werden sich etwas ausdenken müssen.
Sache ist dringend, Chief.
Schüttelt es ab, Marines! Absturzstelle räumen! Los, los, los!
I've seen that there are some ways to gamble online, like through shady means with like Bitcoin, that you can supposedly see the open source code of the slot machines or whatever. I don't know enough to really dig into all that. So there are like ways to do shady gambling on the internet if you really want to, but skin gambling is probably the dumbest version of it.
Sergeant, ich brauche Sie auf dem Vogel.
Ma'am?
Meine Pelicans bringen Rüstung und Verstärkung in die Stadt. Die brauchen tauglichen Geleitschutz.
So groß ist er auch nicht. Unten bleiben!
Online sports gambling I'm also not a fan of. Not just because it's degenerate behavior, but because its impact on the game. I've heard the players are all mad about it because it makes the fans angry all the time. The players like hate dealing with fans now because fans are always saying like, "Oh, I wish you got 2 more assists, man. You cost me $5,000." Like imagine having to deal with that like every day as an NBA player. Like that's got to be terrible. And they all say they hate it. Not just that, you've got people, like, some players have been caught in gambling scandals, but, sorry, something just, like, made a loud noise outside. Give me a second. Sorry, I got distracted. Something like went bang outside, and then there was a lot of noise going on. Oh yeah, but gambling in professional sports is what I was ranting about. But yeah, players have been caught cheating, telling their family members that they're gonna like be injured and not score points or whatever. Families have been caught like leaking injury reports early so that like if LeBron's not gonna play, then now you can gamble on the game and know they're gonna lose. Like, shit like that. Like I don't know, it just jeopardizes the integrity of the game. You get so much weird stuff where people are throwing on purpose. You got refs getting involved in betting scandals. And not that it's anything new. Refs were getting involved in betting scandals 50 years ago as well. But NBA refs are still getting involved in betting scandals. Like, people are involved in betting scandals this year in the NBA. Like, within the last few years. It happens, like, often. Yeah, I already saw it, Victor.
Der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper.
I don't know. I don't mind people gambling, but I do like that when I was growing up, the system seemed like you need to go to a specific place to gamble. And that seemed like a good system to me. Like, if you want to do it, go to the spot, go to the gambling place and do it. Whether that's Vegas or an Indian reservation or wherever, like Atlantic City or whoever has gambling, the whole, I don't know, whenever I was growing up, it seemed like that's what you had to do if you wanted to gamble, and I thought that was good. Now you can do it from your pocket. You can gamble on so many more things. It feels too pervasive. I don't like the electronic gambling. I don't like that it's so easy online. I don't like that it's pushed on like every sport now.
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs.
Yeah, also, like, half the fun of gambling is making an event of it. I obviously gambling as a vice is something that people can get addicted to and throw their lives away with, and that's bad. But like, if you wanted to go to like the theme park and ride roller coasters and spend $100, I think that's fine, and you get your thrills. If you want to like put a little bit of risk in your life and put some money on the line and go spend $100 at a casino and get your thrills, I think that's the same thing. Like, who cares? Like, I think that's all good fun. Like, I don't think gambling is necessarily bad. I don't like what it is turning into, especially the online stuff. Right, but like, you're not, I don't know, you're not doing it like an event when you're doing like degenerate online gambling. It becomes too easy. You're not going to a place and experiencing a thrill. You're just gambling on everything. I don't know. I'm probably just an old man yelling at the clouds.
Oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Die. I died. Gosh, dang it. Can't get a run going. Most of my deaths today are just from messing up kills. Just need, if I'm gonna play where I trust my combat, I need to win my combat. I keep trusting my combat and then missing. Yo, Killer Joy, thank you for the raid. What were you gaming?
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben.
Are you doing
Als erstes testen wir Ihre
anniversary or
Blicken Sie
classic?
auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht.
Feels like more people are doing
Blicken Sie
classic
noch einmal
recently.
Auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein
Anniversary,
Gefühl
nice.
dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergie Deckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut, Johnson. Also halten Sie sich zurück. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge. Aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große...
You know, I was thinking about boomer things that I did as a kid growing up that, like, isn't accessible today in modern society. When I was a kid, this is gonna sound some, like, real old man shit right here. My neighborhood was built on, like, the edge of, like, basically nothing in terms of, like, civilization. You know what I mean? Like, the row after my houses was just a big empty field. There was like nothing for like more than a mile. Like basically like a huge empty field. Everything to like the east of my house was civilization, and everything to the west was like a big empty field. And when I was growing up, I was allowed to like roam outside as far as I wanted. Like I would roam through civilization and through the field. And the only rule was that I had to be close enough to hear this bell. And my parents had this bell mounted on our back, like outside wall. And if you rang it like a dinner bell kind of thing, but you could hear that thing from like a mile away. So me and my brother would like be out exploring in the field like a mile away until like sunset, and then my mom would ring the bell and we'd come trotting home. And that's what we used to do like most days, like just go hang out in the fields. And then eventually they built houses there, and that became the new neighborhood. And we would still go like explore and walk around and like ride our bikes and do stuff, and we would like go through the new neighborhood. But the rule was always like, whenever they ring the bell, that's when you come home for dinner or come home for the night.
Hey, kann das sein? Hat die Malta die Eindringlinge schon verjagt?
Malta, wie ist Ihr Status? Kommen.
Ich glaube es nicht. Die ziehen sie zurück. Wir haben gewonnen.
Hey, das ist übel. Wirklich übel.
Vorsicht aufprall. Alarm. Feindliche Truppen im Backbau Feststellung.
Yeah, what's up, Mogami?
Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
What's the closest I've gotten to world record so far? For this Deathless attempt, Sacred Icon is the furthest I've made it while Deathless. I have the legendary record, and I have the easy record for this game. But Deathless is like its own category that I'm grinding now. Now, for the normal legendary record, I have a few deaths in it because I'm trying to go fast, and sometimes you just die. But for this, there's no deaths allowed. Jerv has the record for this. It's not very fast though. Even by his own admission, he said something like, "Yeah, that record's trash. Your first run will beat it." And so any run I complete will basically guaranteed to be world record for this category. This isn't something that very many people have tried, and it's also pretty difficult, so. Especially the no envy variant, where we're not allowed to pick up the envy skull. Jerv put a little bit more time into the other, the where you can pick up the skull. There's a skull called Envy, which allows you to turn invisible for a few seconds as Master Chief. The reason I'm not picking it up is because I don't want to, and there was a challenge a long time ago that told us we couldn't, and I want to follow the rules of that challenge from like 20 years ago. That's the only reason.
durch, Sir. Sie nehmen Kurs auf Kairo. Cortana, konzentriertes Feuer auf den ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den zweiten vor. Formiert euch, folgt mir.
Der erste Träger ignoriert uns völlig, Sir. Er hat das Trümmerfeld der Malta in Richtung Erde durchbrochen.
Why did I just whiff that, dude? I could have lived if I didn't suck. I don't know why I like flicked left after I was aiming at him and then I like flicked off of him. Don't know if anyone ever completed the challenge back in the day. Cody cheated it and claimed the bounty, and then it was closed. Nobody else claimed to have done it. How did he cheat? He edited together multiple different segments into one run. So he died and basically cut out the deaths.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6. Kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergie Deckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen.
It's faster time splitter.
Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale
Always the answer.
eine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter.
When you die and you get to the afterlife and you get to ask the creator one question, the answer's going to be because it's faster.
An diesem Kampfverband vorbei.
Always the answer.
Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm!
You're trying to do the double shot glitch in a custom game and you can't get it down. So it's shoot, shoot, and then reload. And the the second shot can come at about the same time as the reload. Like they can come like one after another, basically at the same time. So shoot, shoot, reload, and make it the reload really close after the second shot. And you'll know you got it because it'll force you to reload and you won't be able to shoot. And to be able to shoot again, you have to do the YY. So that's why the button combo is like double shot, YY, double shot, YY. So you'll want to have a secondary weapon when you do it as well. If you don't have a secondary, you won't be able to do the weapon switch. I'll show you what I mean after I kill these guys. So right here it'll auto reload for me. Messed it up. So it reloaded without showing animation. So during that time, it is actually doing the reload animation, you just can't see it. At least it takes the same amount of time. So you can't shoot during that time. That's why you have to do the YY to cancel that. What's up, Benny? Not back. But I mean, honestly, if you're wanting to play and like be better than your friends, you should not be trying to double shot. Double shotting, most of the good players don't even double shot. It's not as useful as your nostalgia makes you remember. Like, people aren't running around just like double shotting like this and just killing people all the time. First of all, because you need a secondary weapon. But second of all, because you can't be zoomed in while you do it. So it's only good for like close to medium range. But if you're close to medium range, like, meleeing's a lot of times better. And then like, it makes you not a very good teammate when you're shooting like that. Really, you should be laying down like fire with your teammates. So there's just a lot of reasons that the pros weren't really doing it. It's also just really hard. Like, it doesn't have that many advantages, and it's very hard. The main time you want to do double shotting is if like you're at the end of your clip and you're about to run out of ammo and you like want to get those last shots off, or like you're just about to die. Like if you think the other guy's gonna beat you, like if you know you entered a battle rifle fight and maybe they got the first shot, that's when you could try double shotting because it gives you a chance to turn the tables. But in general, like if you have the first shot, you should be taking the normal fight because you have the advantage. And if you don't have the advantage, you should be working with your team until you do have the advantage. So like double shotting as like an offensive weapon is just way less powerful than like people think. It certainly is strong. Like if you're really good at it, it does have uses. But it like there was actually a tournament last year that was like the best players in the world still play Halo 2, and they like there's a Discord server where they still play like competitive matches all the time. Some of those guys do double shot, but if you watch it, only a couple of them are, and they're not doing it very often. Even like still like the best players in the world so they're better than they used to be back in the day, and they're still not doing it very much.
Formiert euch, folgt mir!
BXR, on the other hand, is very important. You definitely want to be good at BXR. BXR is like... That's one that you should remember that was powerful. Yeah, Wheaties, that Las Vegas tournament, that's what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you did watch that, you'll know, like, some of those guys were double shotting sometimes. But like, 90% of the time they weren't. They were just doing like normal fights.
Die Sache ist dringend, Chief.
Schüttelt es ab, Marines! Absturzstelle räumen!
But BXR is very, very important. And grenade reload. Being able to like auto reload by throwing a grenade is probably the most important button combo that nobody talks about. I can't show it because when you play campaign you're always host. But if you're not host, if you ever want to just automatically reload in somebody else's host, all you have to do is throw a grenade and then tap or hold reload during the animation. So like while the grenade's coming out, if you hold reload during that animation, that will do an automatic reload. And when that happens, you can keep shooting. So you can shoot an entire clip, throw a grenade, and then keep shooting. And you basically will never have to reload. It's the most overpowered button combo in Halo 2, and nobody talks about it. It's really, you can tell the difference between a good player and an average player if they're grenade reloading. All the top players, every single time they throw a grenade, it's with the intention of also reloading. To the point where they won't even throw a grenade until they've fired a couple bullets. Like, your grenades are a resource, and your grenades are basically an automatic reload. You use them like a resource and say, when I throw this grenade, I'm going to instant reload. And so you save them on purpose until you're out of ammo. Nobody really pays much attention to that except the very top players. There's a handful of players called the real ones, and they all hang out in a Discord, and they still play competitive games pretty often, and they do nerdy shit like that like every game, but nobody else is really like doing stuff like that common.
Ich habe die Kampfgespräche der Allianz analysiert. Die sind überrascht. Verwirrt. Die haben uns hier wohl nicht erwartet. Keine Menschen. Nicht auf der Erde. Verrückt, ich weiß. Das erklärt aber, warum wir mit so einer kleinen Flotte fahren.
Wir haben doch was vor uns!
It is kind of funny to me how few people seem to know about grenade reloading. Everybody knows about backpack reloading in Halo 1 though. I think maybe because you can't do it when you're host, people know less about it for Halo 2. So you can't do it in the campaign. But it's basically backpack reloading. But you just use a grenade for it instead of switching weapons.
Neuer Kontakt!
Die Allianz will sich neu formieren. Verhindern Sie es.
Whenever I'm watching good players, it's something I like to watch. There's a whole bunch of little things like that in Halo 2 that the good players do. The way they move around the map, the way they like crouch on ramps and slide jump and peek corners on certain angles and stuff. There's so many subtle things at high level Halo 2. The top players are so good, it's crazy. The skill cap in this game is like insane. Especially when you factor in the teamwork factor. Like, individual skill cap is insane, but when you factor in that you have 4 people on the map working together, it's... I don't know. I wish that it had forge tools to make maps and move power weapons and move spawn points and stuff. Because I think it would make a really good esport. Like, even today, like they do with Smash Brothers, I think you could run Halo 2 tournaments today if we could clean it up a little bit with Forge. I think it's not quite balanced enough in its like current state, but I think if it was cleaned up just a little bit, I think like Halo 2 would make like still a competitive game today, just like they run Smash tournaments. And I know they did just recently run that Vegas Halo 2 Classic tournament, but I think it could have even more grassroots potential than just that once every 10 years kind of thing. The problem is there's some like glaring problems with spawns, especially like starting spawns are random on maps, and sometimes you just get a bad starting spawn and the other team starts out with 4 kills and power weapons, and like against a professional team, when you're down like position on the map and power weapons and score, you're forced to basically hide in a ball off of the starting spawn. So the other team is good enough that they spread out, they get all 4 kills, and now they know where you're spawning, and they've got rockets and snipers, and they're looking at your spawn point. So you're not just down 4 kills, now you're down 8 kills, and like, that's just like, sometimes happens even to the best players. Like, Halo 2 starting spawns can be kind of snowbally sometimes. And you're not like guaranteed to die and lose it on like the spawn alone, but it does feel like you get screwed on spawns like sometimes. They could be a lot more balanced. You should also be able to move the weapons. Like, some of the weapon placements and spawn placements aren't very good in terms of like balance. Being able to make new maps would be insane too, like bringing in some of the later map designs like Pit in Halo 2. I wonder how that would play. That'd be sweet. I'd want to try Pit on Halo 2. That'd be pretty cool. I wish we had Forge tools for Halo 2. Halo 2 multiplayer would be 10 out of 10. I mean, for its time it was 10 out of 10, but factoring in the later games, like just knowing about the existence of Forge really makes me wish Halo 2 had it. They were gonna try it. They were gonna call it like Hammer and Anvil, I think. And there's even like a version of it that released for like Halo 2 Vista, I think. But I don't think it never got truly realized. But basically all the features that ended up in Halo 3 were originally planned for Halo 2. Like Forge and the Mongoose and everything that's new in Halo 3. You mean rejected shotgun, Fortune?
Kompanie A, Kommandostand ist da drüben. Der Lieutenant wurde beim Absprung getroffen.
Wer hat jetzt das Kommando, Corporal?
Sergeant Banksman. Er ist oben. Kommen Sie, ich zeig's Ihnen. Also Verstärkung an.
I think it's funny how broken the sword is in Halo 2 multiplayer. I think I know why it's so broken as well. I mean, the major reason is because it has infinite ammo, right? And I think I know why it has infinite ammo. This is a crackpot theory of mine. I don't have anything other than just my experience from knowing how the game works through glitches and stuff. But so in in campaign, the sword runs out of ammo. Whenever it runs out of ammo, it becomes a different object. It becomes a weapon that's called Energy Sword Useless. So it loses the blade and it gets replaced in your hand. I think whenever you play multiplayer, deleting the weapon out of a player's hand and replacing it was causing desync issues. So like whenever you ran out of ammo, it would, like, if you were on the opposite side of map from host, for example, it wouldn't register properly and it would like mess up in desync. So I think they had to get rid of the Energy Sword Useless object in multiplayer to make it actually like function. That's my assumption. And I know that they even tried to have ammo on the Energy Sword in multiplayer at one point, because in one of the documentary videos that they put out, whenever they released the map Gemini, they show somebody using the sword on Gemini, and it has ammo. So at least locally on their test versions, they were testing ammo on the sword. But no real version of the game ever had ammo on the sword. But if you go watch the documentary that they released when Gemini came out, the map, you'll see sword with ammo in multiplayer. Why am I doing this? I'm doing Deathless. What am I doing? I haven't died yet. I didn't die on Metropolis, did I? I didn't forget a death. I don't think I did. You guys chill out while I'm alone. I'm not focused enough to do Deathless. I want to go fast and then I die. And I forget I'm doing Deathless. I'm too muscle, it's not even focus, it's muscle memory. I'm too muscle memoried into going fast. Like I go like blank mind zen state and all of a sudden I'm doing some speedrun strat. I default to my programming.
Schätze.
You guys gonna keep shooting? Nope, I'm dead. I fucked that up. That's annoying. Just a skill issue. I've been doing speedruns for too long. I can't break my programming.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6, kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut. Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab.
I should put in a load of laundry if I'm gonna stream all day.
Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zappen.
Let's be slightly productive.
Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf.
No, I restart my console because those were the rules 20 years ago.
Suchen Sie bei Abfallen
And that's the rules that I'm following.
voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter. Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm! Entertruppen unterwegs. An alle, besetzt die Kampfstationen. Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
Gut, ich treibe es raus.
It's gonna be good to hit Jerv with the Jervalen halt and tell him that starting on Armory isn't enough. You gotta start from the dashboard.
Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Packung?
Spielverderber.
Vorsicht auf frei.
Na los, Chief, jeder!
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchen.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Ball.
Going to Monty Python. Yeah, I know that guy.
Danke, Chief. Ich schulde Ihnen was.
Why did I think he was over
Kann
there?
das sein? Hat die Malta die Eindringlinge schon verjagt?
Malta, wie ist Ihr Status?
I saw the Spamalot musical in Dallas. That was kind of fun. And
Eindringlinge im Feuer.
obviously, I've seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Der Chief muss mir aber helfen, einen Kanzler zu
I feel like everyone's seen that. Just all the old people.
Schiffe sind in der
Cortana,
Tiefe.
Ziele
13
aussuchen und
und
Feuer
2
frei.
Sturmträger. Jetzt wird's laut.
Hey, das ist übel. Wirklich übel.
Die Träger brechen durch, Sir. Sie nehmen Kurs auf Kairo. Cortana, konzentriertes
Not
Feuer
a
auf den
witch.
ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den
Ah,
zweiten
but you
vor.
have a witch's
Probiert
nose.
euch, folgt mir.
It's not my nose. They put this on me.
Der erste Träger ignoriert uns völlig, Sir. Er hat das Trümmerfeld der Malta in Richtung Erde durchbrochen. Übrigens, die Bombe wird von einem ganzen Haufen
What
Eliten
else
bewacht. Sie werden
floats?
sich etwas ausdenken müssen.
Ducks. Don't kill me! Stop! I didn't hit you. Seems unfair. I didn't hit you. That he thought he lived for a second there. I'm gonna die. I'm out of ammo. I'm in danger. Why do you? Why are you shooting me after? I don't even know what's going on. And he just keeps getting closer and closer, Christian. That's right, on an Xbox 360. The way the Lord Sony intended.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6, kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht.
Okay, let's focus up here.
Blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergiedeckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen.
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie
Alright, I need to focus up and get a run going.
Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem
You
Kampfverband
just fly to
vorbei.
yourself with the tiny box.
Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Alarm, Entertruppen unterwegs.
Called it. That box.
Anfälle, besetzt die Kampfstationen.
You gotta get up real early in the morning to find a death I haven't seen before.
Das ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung.
verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los hier. Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Tasche?
Na los, Chief, hier lang.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Ball.
Hey, kann das sein? Hat die Malta die Eindringlinge schon verjagt?
Malta, wie ist Ihr Status? Kommen. Sir, Eindringlinge im
Ich
Feuerkontrollzentrum.
glaube es
Sie
nicht,
haben
die
eine
ziehen Sie
Bombe.
zurück. Wir haben gewonnen. Erste Echelon zu mir. Nehmt euch die Kreuzer vor. Schaltet sie nacheinander aus.
The chances of randomly falling through the ground in this game are low, but never zero.
Zwei Sturmträger. Jetzt wird's laut.
It's crazy how, like, many ridiculous ways there are to die. I've had some crazy rare deaths.
Vorsicht, Aufprall.
The one that I had not too long ago was when I was on a really good Great Journey, and my Spectre just fell through the ground.
Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich
That one
den
was
zweiten
insane.
vor.
I was doing the final bit of movement on Great Journey where you drop the Spectre to Tartarus right before, like, one drop before the end. Like, I was getting into position, and my Spectre just literally got swallowed by the ground and I died. Just on like a gold split pace Great Journey, I literally just got eaten by the world. One time I was doing Delta Halo and I went to do the ghost launch, the grenade jump, and my ghost just blew up. It spontaneously combusted. Nobody shot it, nobody naded it, nobody did anything to it. It literally just spontaneously combusted.
Die Sache ist dringend, Chief.
Schüttelt es ab, Marines! Absturzstelle räumen! Los, los, los!
Takes you 19 minutes to do Cairo Deathless. Apparently it takes me 4 minutes 50. Not too big of a difference. Cairo's pretty hard. Cairo is pretty hard. Getting a sub 5 Cairo is not easy. You the goat. That's right.
Sergeant, ich brauche Sie auf dem Vogel.
Ma'am?
Meine Pelicans bringen Rüstung und Verstärkung in die Stadt. Die brauchen tauglichen Geleitschutz.
Heute stirbst du.
Ich dachte, die hat's alle auf Reach erwischt. Unten bleiben!
Yeah, my world record's like a minute faster, but that's different. Like, it's me YOLOing everything. You know what's crazy? The individual level records for Halo 2 have never all been deathless at the same time. So currently the Regret World Record has a death in it. All of the other levels I don't think have a death. And in the past, Gravemind has always had a death pretty much. Right now it doesn't. My current Gravemind record does not have a death, which is cool. So we're missing Regret only right now, I think. But there's never been a time in history where all of the levels were deathless at the same time. Oracle has also had a death in it a couple of times. Oh, Oracle has a revert today, I think. I think Griffin reverts once in his run. It's like a short one. But like when you're doing a speed run, sometimes a revert only takes like 1 second. So it's not like your run is completely dead when you revert. So you can still get world record because not every run is optimized to 1 second. If you're having a godly run and you do a 1 second revert, it's not a big deal.
Die haben uns hier wohl nicht erwartet. Keine Menschen. Nicht auf der Erde. Verrückt, ich weiß. Das erklärt aber, warum wir zu einer kleinen...
I think I'm gonna try to fix that and make it where Regret and Oracle are deathless, so that, because I mean it's kind of silly. They should all be deathless. The problem with my Regret run is Regret's really hard to optimize. Because you have to get a random sword at the start, and elites don't always spawn with swords, and then you have to do a random sword fly off of a random jackal, and that whole section is just like random. So you only get like a run onto the gondola like 1 in 10 tries, or not even less than that, like 1 in like 30 or 40 tries to even get on the gondola, like at all. So you have to just sit there and grind and try to get a white elite and then try to get on the gondola. And like half the time you get a sword, you don't make it on the gondola because you get sniped. And you don't even get a sword most of the time because you only get a sword if it's an ultra. And then half the time you even spawn an ultra and he kills you. So really, it's really like probably even worse than 1 in 40. It's probably like 1% of the runs. So like almost all of the runs are resetting in the first like 5 seconds. So to even make it out of the first minute of Regret takes a long time. So my Regret run is like perfect everywhere except for 1 death. And the death costs like 10 seconds. But the end fight is perfect and the start is perfect. And then there's like a 10-second death in the middle, which is really annoying. You haven't even tried it the IL way, Brand. You haven't tried it the way you have to like spawn a white elite, have you? That way's even worse. Oh, you have?
Halten Sie es nur ruhig, okay?
1 day away from retirement, Darth. This is his last day.
Ausgeschaltet.
Hey, echt gut. Lass dir ruhig Zeit, ich hab sonst nichts.
I think he'd rather be swimming.
Nette Begrüßung.
Tja, da hat wohl jemand geübt.
Ich habe noch einen Feindkontakt.
Is there any level where the strat is simply to adapt? I mean, Cairo, kind of. Gravemine's got a little bit of it. I'm killing rooms on Gravemine. I'm just clearing them. I mean, I've played this game so much that, like, there's no section where I'm gonna be surprised by what I encounter. So, like, I have good strategies for every section. It's not like I'm just winging it anywhere.
Eingeschlossen, Chief. Konzentriert euch auf die Rays. Die sind am gefährlichsten.
Aim better. Uh-oh. Please don't do this to my Marines. Are trying to kill me. Wait, I didn't blow this off. Retreat. Five, 6, 7, 6, 7.
Corporal Perez, Kompanie A, Kommandostand ist da drüben. Der Lieutenant wurde beim Absprung getroffen.
Wer hat jetzt das Kommando, Corporal?
Sergeant Banksman. Er ist oben. Kommen Sie, ich zeig's Ihnen. Als die Verstärkung anfängt.
I've seen kids like react to hearing the word 6-7 like they're freaking Russian sleeper cells. You say the word 6-7 around kids, they instinctively do the arm thing and they cannot help it. I'm telling you, it's like an activation word. Yo, Vinny, thank you for the gifted. Humanity's doomed. Nah, we've finally got something that brings us all together. 6-7's the meaning of life, you just don't understand. She does this all day long. It's true, Fallout.
Seid still und flink, dann schlagen wir diese Ketzerei ohne weiteres nieder. Der Sturm hat unseren Anflug getarnt. Ihr lokales Gefechtsnetz müsste auch durcheinander sein. Das Überraschungsmoment ist auf unserer Seite. Vorerst.
Pyro and Delta Halo are my favorite levels.
Sie die Tür, dann kann ich die zweite Lanze absetzen.
Please do not.
Halten Sie die Stellung, ich unternehme einen Versuch.
I don't care about being grumpy about the brain rot things that kids say. I remember repeating memes from movies and YouTube videos and whatever other memes were popular on the internet. Kids just like repeating funny memes. It used to be movies. Before the internet was popular, people would just quote movies all the freaking time. And not even just kids, adults. So I don't even want to hear adults complain about this stupid 6-7 thing. Because people were quoting all of the Will Ferrell movies, like Anchorman and Talladega Nights, and any movie that came out before those, like around that time, people were quoting that stuff non-stop. Dumb and Dumber and things like those, Ace Ventura, any of the Jim Carrey movies. Like, it was the culture at the time was to just quote those movies. Like, even out of context, completely unrelated to anything. People were just quoting those movies. So it didn't mean anything, it had nothing to do with anything. It's the same thing with 6-7, they're just quoting a stupid meme. It's the same shit.
Kümmert euch ihn, Brüder. Ich verteidige das Orakel. Seine Wahrheit soll nie verstummen. Die Ketzer mobilisieren ihre Luftstreitkräfte, Gebieter. Schnappt euch ihren Anführer. Aber
well, alrighty then.
Ich schicke einen Phantom zur Unterstützung. Der Anführer der Ketzer ist in diesem Teil der Station. Räumt die Landezone und geht da rein. Unser Glaube wird...
Napoleon Dynamite. If you guys didn't live through Napoleon Dynamite, holy cow, you missed out on a thing. I can't even explain the boom that was Napoleon Dynamite. Everyone knew about Napoleon Dynamite. Grandmas, kids, boomers, babies. Vote for Pedro. Vote for Pedro shirts were everywhere. Tina, you fat lard, eat your shit. Do the chickens have large talons? Dude, people were saying this shit everywhere, all day, non-stop. It's... I don't know. Cannot even be expressed how culturally relevant Napoleon Dynamite was for some reason. It was the most important thing in American culture for what felt like more than a year. Memes also had a lot more staying power in terms of how long they stayed relevant, because they weren't replaced as quickly. Like, we have infinite scrolling with the internet, so we get new memes like every month. And like, you know, for the last couple years, it's kind of been the meme where at the end of the year people make a calendar and talk about what was the popular meme from each month. They used to last a little bit longer than a month. Like, a popular movie would be quoted for way longer than a month.
Los, Gebieter, wenn die Verstärkung da ist, komme ich nach.
Why was Napoleon Dynamite so popular? Like, I get it that it was, like, niche and funny, but it felt like it got too popular. There's a conspiracy here. Industry planned. Look, the FBI did this, I'm sure. The CIA plot. Because it was good. Was it that good? I don't know. Maybe I should rewatch it. It's been quite a while since I've seen it. Maybe I need to see it through a different perspective. It's I think it's just like it's about the absurdity of kind of a small town plot about nothing. A guy, a girl, his wacky family. His uncle's crazy. One guy's trying to do time travel. Like it's just crazy, stupid small town antics, but with funny quotes and like nothing really going on in the plot. I don't know. I think I get it. I'll rewatch it and I think I'll have the same perspective on it, but it seems like it got too popular. But I guess it was just like I was saying, it was at a time when the internet wasn't so popular. But so things just stayed around and stayed relevant for longer. I think that's probably more of what it is. Either that or it was CIA mind control. Don't bet. Did I kill 3 or 4? There was one over here, right? Am I tripping? Yeah. For some reason I thought that guy vanished for a second. Alright, not bad.
Bringt die Phantoms zur Mine. Wir gehen erst, wenn der Anführer der Ketzer tot ist.
that sword launch made no noise. Guess there was too much other noise going on with the Phantom and whatnot. Sometimes that glitch happens in multiplayer on like elongation for Halo 2. You get like sound clipping because there's too many sounds happening at the same time. I remember that used to happen on NCC. I think it happens on Classic as well. If you like make too many sounds happen, some of them can't play.
Krieger, zurück zur Landezone.
Not good enough, White Bear. Not good enough.
Und scheucht die Ketzer aus dem Loch.
What's up, Slow?
Alle meine Phantoms sind in der Luftgebieter. Los, trennen Sie das Kabel durch.
Has it been more or less than 1 week of attempts? I think we're probably at like day 7 or 8 at this point. I'm not sure. I just took the last 2 days off though, so I don't think we count those. But yeah, I think we're gonna pass a week probably. I haven't done that many hours to be honest, but I've thrown away more runs than I should as well.
Ein letztes Kabelgebieter. Das hat gereicht. Die Station ist im freien Fall.
What happened on my sacred icon? I got shotgunned in the face by a flood and instant died.
Der Anführer der Ketzer ist unterwegs. Lasst ihn nicht entkommen. Wir bleiben hier, solange es geht.
No, I did not just do that. Man, I thought he was gonna stay still. I should have played safer. I thought he was moving backward. He went backwards and diagonal. I thought he was moving straight backwards, and then he was gonna stand still. Just fucked it up. If he moved straight backwards, it would have been fine. But he had that diagonal path to him. Dang.
Naja, der war sowieso völlig veraltet. Das hier ist ein Mark 6, kam heute Morgen frisch von Songnam rein. Ganz cool bleiben, bis Sie sich an die Neuerungen gewöhnt haben. Als erstes testen wir Ihre Zieleinrichtung. Blicken Sie auf das obere Licht, bitte. Gut, blicken Sie jetzt auf das untere Licht. In Ordnung. Blicken Sie noch einmal auf das obere Licht. Das war's. Und jetzt nochmal auf das untere. Okay. Alles in Ordnung. Moment. Ich schalte jetzt die Inhibitoren ab. Bewegen Sie sich, um ein Gefühl dafür zu kriegen. Wenn Sie fertig sind, treffen Sie mich beim Zapper. Passen Sie gut auf, denn ich erkläre das nur einmal. Hier werden Ihre wiederaufladbaren Energieschilde getestet. Die Schilde Ihres neuen Panzers sind extrem robust, sehr effizient. Bingo! Sehen Sie, die laden viel schneller wieder auf. Suchen Sie bei abfallender Schildenergiedeckung, bis sie wieder voll aufgeladen ist.
Oder er versteckt sich einfach hinter mir. Sind Sie fertig mit dem Jungen? Wo sind denn die Laufräder?
Sein Panzer funktioniert gut. Sie dürfen gehen, mein Junge, aber nicht vergessen, immer schön langsam.
Keine Bange, ich halte ihm die Hand.
Also, Johnson, wollen Sie mir nicht endlich erzählen, wie Sie es heil nach Hause geschafft haben?
Sorry, Guns. Das ist streng geheim.
Dann eben nicht. Tja, die Justierung Ihres A2-Zielfernrohrs können Sie dann erstmal vergessen. Und den neuen...
Mann, der hat vielleicht eine Laune. Vielleicht hat ja Lord Hood vergessen, ihm eine Einladung zu schicken. Die Erde. Hab sie seit Jahren nicht gesehen. Bei meiner Grundausbildung war das orbitale Verteidigungsnetz noch reine Theorie. Und jetzt das. Kairo ist nur eine von 300 geostationären Plattformen. Dieses MAB-Geschütz durchschlägt Schlachtschiffe der Allianz wie Butter.
Stop losing runs.
Wenn die Athen und die Malta koordiniert feuern, kommt nichts heil an diesem Kampfverband vorbei. Schon den ganzen Morgen treffen Schiffe ein. Man erfährt wenig, aber das wird bestimmt eine große Sache.
Gotta focus up, gotta get around. I keep throwing rounds.
Enter-Truppen unterwegs.
No more throwing.
An alle, besetzen Tankstationen. Dies ist keine Übung. Ich wiederhole, das ist keine Übung. Hochführen ist Macht.
Vorsicht, ja!
Waffenschränke öffnen.
Slow and steady. I was gonna do the ghost at the start, but
Malta, wie ist
the
Ihr
box
Status?
didn't get
Ich
launched
glaube,
the way I
es
wanted
zieht
it
sich
to.
zurück. Wir haben gewonnen.
I had to clear the room.
Hey, das ist übel. Wirklich übel.
Dämon fühlen dumm, wenn ich...
Vorsicht, Aufprall.
Käse. Oh oh, die verlassen die Athen.
Cortana, Lagebericht.
Die Explosion kam aus dem Innern der Athen, genau wie bei der Malta. Die Allianz muss was zurückgelassen haben. Eine Bombe.
Verdammt, dann muss hier auch eine sein. Chief, suchen Sie die.
Na los jetzt! Ist das eine Waffe oder eine Taste?
Mogler.
Na los, Chief, hier lang.
Ich war fast an Bord, als die auftauchten.
Keine Sorge, Ma'am, wir sind am Ball.
Danke, Chief. Ich schulde Ihnen was.
Sir, Eindringling.
Erste Echelon zu mir. Nehmt euch die Kreuzer vor. Schaltet sie
Sie
nacheinander
sind
aus.
Ja,
Zweite
der Chief
Echelon
muss mir aber
kümmert
helfen,
euch
an
um
den
die Träger.
Zündkapsel heranzukommen. Alle feindlichen Schiffe sind in der
Finden Sie die Bombe.
Todeszone.
Im
13
Lauf.
Kreuzer, 2 Sturmträger.
Cortana, Ziele aussuchen und Feuer
Jetzt wird's
frei.
laut.
I think that box got launched. Those boxes are heavy. They usually don't go that high.
Die Träger brechen durch, Sir. Sie nehmen Kurs auf Kairo.
Cortana, konzentriertes Feuer auf den ersten Träger. Admiral, knöpfen Sie sich den zweiten vor.
Formiert euch. Folgt mir.
Der erste Träger ignoriert uns völlig, Sir. Er hat das Trümmerfeld der Malta in Richtung Erde durchbrochen. Übrigens, die Bombe wird von einem ganzen Haufen Eliten bewacht. Sie werden sich etwas ausdenken müssen.
They're not tracked. I got a shield tech too.
Die Sache ist dringend, Chief.
Schüttelt es ab, Marines! Absturzstelle räumen! Los, los, los!
Mann, wie konntet ihr Clowns überhaupt die Erde finden?
Dem lässt du am besten Taten
Los, setzt
folgen,
ihm
Marine!
nach!
Sergeant, ich brauche Sie auf dem Vogel.
Ma'am?
Meine Pelicans bringen Rüstung und Verstärkung in die Stadt. Die brauchen tauglichen Geleitschutz.
Dranbleiben, amigos!
Verstanden. Ich kümmere mich drum. Chief, viel Glück.
Unten bleiben!
Die meisten Allianztruppen sind direkt unter dem Träger. Die wollen bestimmt nicht, dass sie an Bord kommen. Diese Brücke ist der direkteste Weg zum Stadtzentrum.
Chief, vom Träger sind gerade jede Menge Kapseln gestartet. Die nehmen Kurs auf uns.
Dieser Tunnel führt zur Brücke. Überall Ratten, trotzdem besser als Schmuck. Ich habe die Kampfgespräche der Allianz analysiert. Die sind überrascht. Verwirrt. Die haben uns hier wohl nicht erwartet. Keine Menschen. Nicht auf der Erde. Verrückt, ich weiß. Das erklärt aber, warum die mit so einer kleinen Flotte kommen.
Nicht anhalten! Wir stecken in Schwierigkeiten. Ah, dem hab ich's besorgt. Hey, da ist noch einer.
Yeah, running along the rooftops and stuff on outskirts is classic.
Die Allianz will sich neu formieren. Verhindern Sie das.
Augen auf!
Hey, dude, gang. I know who you are. Just be normal, man.
Wir alle folgen ihm.
Just trying to speedrun over here.
Ich bin drin. Auf geht's.
He's not a grifter. He's doing Halo challenges.
Auf geht's, auf geht's!
He's not even a speedrunner. He doesn't really even claim to be a speedrunner. He tells people he's not a speedrunner, actually.
Oh ja, die Gelegenheit. Na los! Das ist ernst, Mann!
But also, like, he legitimately has the world record for this challenge, and it's a challenge that's taken me more than a week to do. So it's not like it's an easy thing to do. I don't think you could easily beat this world record. There's only like a handful of people who could beat this world record in under a week, and even they wouldn't be like 100% to do it. This isn't something that's easy to do. Like, I don't know, to call him a grifter is just wrong. He's done challenges that nobody else has done in this game.
Hast du einen Zaubertrank oder was?
I'm one of the best and I haven't been able to easily beat him, so there's at least something going on with his runs, something of substance, right? Did I kill 2 elites or just 1? Can't even remember.
Konzentriert euch auf die Wraiths. Die sind am gefährlichsten.
You know, I just had a thought of something I don't think I've ever tried. If you killed both Wraiths at the same time, like with the same rocket, would that skip having to kill the Phantom? I don't think I've ever tried that. It'd be kind of hard to set up in a real run, but with like mods you could set it up. If you killed both Wraiths at the same time, could you skip the Phantom? And the door's instant open. I don't think I've ever tried that. I mean, I know it'd be really hard. I'm not even talking for practicality right now. I'm just talking even with cheats. If you use cheats, would it work? If you like just made the rocket explosion 10 times bigger and flew around with cheater rockets, could you do it? I wouldn't. It might. The scripts might work.
Wir sind der Arm der Prophetengebiete und Sie sind das Schwert. Seid still und flink, dann schlagen wir diese Ketzerei ohne weiteres nieder. Der Sturm hat den Anflug getarnt. Ihr lokales Gefechtsnetz müsste auch durcheinander sein. Das Überraschungsmoment ist auf unserer Seite. Vorerst.
might be able to set it up in co-op and test it with 2 controllers, actually. Similar to how I do double cable cut, I could probably do it. Why was that? What? Are you? What even happened? Why was that fusion canister there? And why was the grunt spawn split? And why was he looking at me? That seems like unfairness all around. Should I try that idea in co-op real quick? I don't want to. Let's give it a shot. That was from Jerv. I was praising Jerv. I was defending Jerv. Why would Jerv send his minions? Let's try that idea. Let's see if I can set it up in co-op here. Alright. Did I choose easy?
Der Lauf ist heiß.
Vorsicht! Überraschung, Überraschung! Was? Hat das niemand gesehen? Tempo!
It is possible to have the sentinels cut the cables, but to line it up just takes too much time. You're already on the time limit because you're waiting on dialogue. You can't speed it up. There is technically a way you could cut 2 cables at the same time and skip dialogue, but it has to be frame perfect, and setting it up is not really human viable.
Nette Begrüßung.
What's going on here? I'm playing split screen with myself. The left guy is driving, the right guy is on the turret. And I'm going to test something on Metropolis. I had a random idea. I don't know if it's a good idea or not, but it seems like it's not a bad idea.
Eingeschlossen, Chief. Konzentriert euch auf die Rays. Die sind am gefährlichsten.
Where did they see that? Wait for them to get their shields back. So let's even here. Let's do 4 punches in a melee or a grenade before. Yeah, let's do. Yes. Oh, I killed them. I didn't. Try this again. Okay, so 4 punches and a grenade is what I'm gonna do.
Konzentriert euch auf die Rays. Die sind am gefährlichsten.
Did I do it? Doesn't look open. I'm gonna try it a couple times.
In dem Gebäude sind ein paar Marines eingeschlossen, Chief. Konzentriert euch auf die Rays. Die sind am gefährlichsten. Eingeschlossen, Chief. Konzentriert euch auf die Rays. Die sind am gefährlichsten.
It does not appear like it. Alright, well, it was worth a try. It was a good idea. I'm gonna assume that I hit the frame there, because I'm usually pretty consistent at doing that with 2 controllers. I think 3 or 4 tries is enough. I think it doesn't work.
Slayer.
Sometimes I just get random ideas like that, and I can't. Sometimes I've tried things like that more than once as well. Like, I can't always remember everything I've tried. But sometimes random ideas like that lead to new stuff. That's one of the ways I think of new glitches, is I try to think of stuff I haven't tried yet. Do you know about these kind of jumps, Fortune? I have a feeling these are tied to hitbox reset. So you know how sometimes, like, if you stand still, it'll lock you to the ground? But if you move, and then you stand still for a little bit, and you interrupt it, like, the next time I stand still, it's gonna instant lock me to the ground. I think if you do that, and you hit a corner, you can do the ghost jumps easier. Because you can jump off of this corner. I was never very good at it, because I never actually truly understood them. But if it's like what I'm thinking it is... Oh, there, I gotta jump there. I just did it. But if it's like what I'm thinking, then it might be tied to, like, the same stuff we're doing. But you can jump off of this corner and land up there. I got one jump there. It was kind of hard to see because the wall looks the same, but I did go higher. You know, I wonder if you can get any good momentum by dangling one of these things off the edge. It does definitely some. Also, I feel like this glitch is got to be tied to all of the same stuff, right? You can walk through the floor here if you do this right. Where is it? I was never good at this jump. I never really understood it. I think you want to jump off the ramp and then take a step backwards and then jump off of this part. Pretty sure that's what it is. Do it.
Game over.
I don't know. I might be done for now. I wish I didn't throw away that Oracle run, but I've kind of lost some steam after that. I think I am gonna call it quits. Is anybody to raid? Not really. What is on? I'll raid Nated. Is he actually streaming or is he AFK? He's playing, I'll raid him. Alright, thanks for watching everybody.